What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Welcome to a Thursday night hangout with me, Jason, just Jason Keto. Hopefully, you're all doing well. This is our bi-weekly live stream just to hang out, see how everyone's doing. Just figured for you, those of you that don't know, I'm just live streaming once every other week for the summer. Just because I know everyone's busy, and there's so much going on, and just don't want to do too much as far as live streams go on during the summer. But we'll get back to every week in the fall. So hopefully everyone's enjoying their summer so far. It's we've kind of somewhat gotten out of the heat wave a little bit here in southwestern Ontario, so that's nice. So yeah, it's let's just check the chat here, make sure we're not missing or see who's come in. Carrie was first in the house, pulling the boat up to the live stream. Evelyn's here. It's good to see you both. Loretta and Jason, off-grid journey in the house. Good to see you. I was joking earlier. We'll see how many Jasons we can get in the chat tonight. I think we were up to 3 or 4 last week. So, or last time I went live. So, Reddit. Sorry, I missed the premiere. Yeah, no worries. We did the episode 5 of the I Was Challenged series last night with myself and Kendra from Consume the Goodness. So if you haven't seen those videos, please do check them out. It was lots of fun this month. And we've got some other ideas brought to me, or ideas brought forward by one of my viewers who I see is here. So we'll get down to explaining that once we get a little further into the chat. Everyone's saying hi. Happy Thursday. Lynn is here. It's good to see you, Lynn. Dustin, Keto Simples in the house. Good to see you. Right, and Jason's back, so we can start. Good stuff. Matt and Mouse in the house. Good to see you both. Thank you for coming in. Lisa J. Stocks is here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Joe is in the house. Current count for two Jasons 1 week, we had 4. Yeah, it was crazy. Savannah Mills is here. It's good to see you. We've been exchanging playlists for like a week now, so it's been watching lots of her content, and it's good support between creators. I would like to see it all, or love to see it. I think as creators, it's always important that we're out there trying to support as many other fellow creators as we possibly can. Big Family Expeditions here. Thank you for coming in. And Phil Beck's here. Thank you for dropping by tonight. Definitely appreciate any time any of you can spend with us just for this, Thursday night hangout. I used to call these like a keto Q&A, but I sort of changed that to a just a Thursday night hangout and see where things go. We do usually wind up talking about keto and healthy lifestyles and that, and then sometimes we talk about YouTube, and then sometimes we talk about just completely random things. So beauty temps in Northern Ontario, it's good to hear. Yeah, we actually turned the AC off tonight and opened the windows and the doors, and just to get some fresh air going tonight. So it's definitely welcome change. The one thing I miss with the air conditioning on, it's nice and comfortable, but I like fresh air, so it is nice to do that every once in a while. So Dr. John Smith is here. So this is the loyal sort of fan that we have here that emailed me earlier today with a suggestion or an idea for what we can, do periodically with our creator recipe swap challenge thing that the collab we've had going on for 5 months now. And that would be to open it up to viewer submissions. So if you have let's say you have, a keto, low carb, carnivore, paleo sort of recipe that you've always used, and but you don't necessarily want to join into our collaboration, I think what we'll do is we'll start opening it up to allowing any of our viewers to submit recipes to us, and then we'll take that on as a challenge to create those recipes and film them. So it's I definitely think that's a good idea. It would expand the pool of recipes that we might be able to check out. And then he also sent me a recipe that I'm pretty excited for and definitely will be trying. I'm not going to sort of let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, right away, but definitely a recipe I'm looking forward to trying for sure. So let's get caught up here, make sure we're not missing anybody. Everyone's saying hi to each other. We've got Jesse in the house. Good to see you, Jesse. Have seen other people come in. Luigi is here. Thank you for coming over, Luigi. Appreciate it. Going to try a mug cake this weekend. That's awesome. Yeah, that mug cake recipe that Kendra sent me was really good. It's one of those things that, and I don't know if it's something that everybody that goes keto tries when they first start, is making mug cakes kind of thing. But I used to do that all the time. I'm not sure that I really ever made videos of it, but I definitely tried those quite a bit. But then I completely forgot about them. So yeah, it was definitely a welcome recipe to give it to try this month for sure. Henry Leslie of Vermont is in the house. Thank you for coming in. 93. Ooh, that's still pretty warm for sure. Make sure we're not missing anyone. Tiffany's here. Thanks for coming in, Tiffany. Appreciate being here. Have something that I believe you were one of the people that have asked me about this, and I've gone and done it. So we're going to see how it turns out. See if that focus is on there. We've got some banana extract that we're going to be using in a chaffle recipe. So yeah, excited for that one. I know a couple of people have asked me about whether or not I've made banana bread chaffles. So I figured I'd give it a try, see what I can come up with. Really can't go that bad. So Scratching Pete PA's in the house. Thank you for coming in, Pete. Definitely appreciate it. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone here. The bag would be torn up if there's a cat in the bag. Yeah, that's for sure. Everyone is saying hi to each other. A thumbs up when I leave. Not sure if I'm the only one with this problem, but if I leave the chat, can never get back in. Yeah, it's weird. It's crazy how buggy YouTube can definitely be. Want to try it tonight, but I'm in a groove making angel food cake chaffles. Cool. Yeah, the mug cake was definitely good, but angel food cake chaffles sound pretty good too. So, I would be torn with coming up with that choice there for sure. Well, those recipes you did on the collaboration were great. Yes, I made tons of mug cakes when I first started this lifestyle too. Yeah. And Kendra did a great job with the fold up chaffle egg sandwich. That hers turned out really good. So yeah, it was lots of fun. and like we were saying, and we've said before, if you ever want to join in the collaboration and make a video of your own and be part of the sort of raid parade that we do on the first Wednesday of every month, then by all means, just email myself or Kendra, and we'll get you in the mix. But I think opening up the challenge to viewer submitted recipes could also be fun. Getting the audience more involved in what we're doing, I think would be lots of fun for sure. Thanks for dropping that link, Pete. Appreciate it. Yes, the idea is to sort of follow a banana bread type recipe for sure. My wife makes some pretty good banana bread, so I'll probably just use her recipe for this time around. So we will see if the idea that I have comes out, and hopefully it does. Like I say, I'm all for trying new things. That seems to be, and as a creator making videos, it always seems that, if you can make things that aren't common and are fairly new, then those kind of videos definitely seem to do better. We cooled down from 31 to 22 today. Yep, no doubt. We're supposed to get back up over 40 on this weekend. So yay. Yeah, yay, banana bread chaffles. We'll see how it goes. This Watkins brand, it's too much light. This Watkins brand extract it's a pretty good product. Not bad ingredients. It's got natural flavors in it, which, natural flavors are natural flavors. I'm sure there's nothing good about them, but other than that, it's not too bad as far as ingredients go. And this was actually fairly affordable. So, which extracts, for some reason, sometimes they get way too expensive. I don't know why. I made the least amount of keto cake yesterday. Well, that's fine too. The mug cakes are, the mug cakes were always fun because they're easy to make. They don't take very many ingredients, and then, you mix everything together in a mug, throw it in the microwave for a minute and 20 seconds or whatever, and then you can just eat it like a cake. You can put icing on it. You can put whipped cream on it. Or like I did with mine, I put butter on it. It was, they are super easy. So it's one of those things. It's funny that I did completely forget about them after having made so many of them. So, but yeah, I remember them now. Red is lurking. No worries. Thank you for being here for any time you can. Yeah, Angel Food Cake Chaffles sound really good. We just had a thunderstorm, hail, high winds, and the generator come on. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, everyone, all of my American friends, have a good long weekend. At least you guys are getting a long weekend out of your July 4th. We had a pretty much middle of the weekday off, which I always hate, and the only thing that I was really upset about is that I didn't think ahead early enough to book off Monday so that I wouldn't have to work one day and then have another day off. But yeah, it is what it is. So yes, happy 4th of July weekend to all our American viewers for sure. Did I get to try banana bread keto chow? Nope. I've never actually tried any keto chow, Evelyn, as keto chow necessarily. Which one have I tried? Just a couple of them that I've made chaffles out of and used in other recipes, but I've never actually tried keto chow as keto chow. and it's not something that I'm going to pay for up here. So the buying it from Canada is restrictively expensive, and buying it from the States, like the shipping just makes it way too expensive. So it's just something I do without. So it would definitely, it would, I'm sure it would fit the bill for making banana bread chaffles for sure, but it's not really something that I can get my hands on. So yep, going bananas for sure. And there's Kendra. Your ears must have been ringing there, Kendra. We were just talking about you. It's good to see you. Kendra did a great job with her recipe swap video last night. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. It was a lot of fun. And again, if anyone wants to join us for the August episode, then just email myself or Kendra and we'll get you in the rotation. Or he's monkeying around. Yep. That too. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything here. Banana chaffles. Yeah. Actually, we're researching banana rhubarb muffin recipe. That would be good. Yeah. Won't be keto for sure. Would try it if you have a recipe. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with this banana bread recipe that I'm going to give a try, see how it turns out. Rhubarb, I'd have to look it up, but rhubarb is, I wouldn't think that that's a high carb fruit. I don't know. If maybe someone can look that up and see what it's like on the glycemic index, but it's being a very sour tart fruit. I don't think it's got a lot of sugars in it. Most of the time when you may have like rhubarb pie or something like that, it's been boiled down and then you just throw a gallon of sugar at it to make it palatable, right? Nora's in the house. Good to see you, Nora. Thanks for coming in. Mowed the grass today and we'll be studying more. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Our grass is pretty much dead, but still got to mow it every week. Still grows enough to have to do that, I guess. I had to work Monday and had Tuesday off. Yeah, it was kind of sucky for sure. Yeah, join us here tomorrow. It could be a holiday. Yeah, I could have made it. Probably should have made it a holiday too, but whatever. The work I have to do tomorrow is not too exciting. So Kristen's here. Thanks for coming in, Kristen. Appreciate you being here. I managed to swindle Friday and Monday. I'm liking the 5-day weekends. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, butterscotch keto chow chaffle. So that's the one flavor that I have, and I still think I have a couple of servings of that left. That was I bought that flavor 2 years ago at Keto Palooza when they first introduced it. And so I bought a few individual servings of that when I was down there, and I've still got 2 or 3 of those left because, like I say, it's not something that I usually use. Like I don't ever sort of replace meals with shakes and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people make ice cream out of it and all that, but it's just never been something that I'm really into. But not to say that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not my jam, so to speak. Make sure everyone's just saying hi. Lauren says, I made a keto rhubarb dump cake from all day I dream about food. That's what that means. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, if you added bananas or banana extract, that would make it extra tasty for sure. Power's back on. That's good. Just peeling the bananas. Yeah. It's not high carb. Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Yeah. I used to, oh man, when my grandmother used to grow um, rhubarb all the time, and I would go out there and I would just pick it and wash it off under the hose, and I would just eat it raw. It was, I loved that, the taste of rhubarb for sure. So, it's an interesting idea. Maybe rhubarb would uh, fit into a chaffle recipe somewhere as well. Yeah, rhubarb's about 5.5 grams per 100 grams, I think. So yeah, no, that's cool. So yeah, fairly low carb for sure. 1 cup rhubarb diced is 5.5 grams. So that's, yeah, I would say that would be acceptable. So, you're not really going to use too much of it either. So, well, happy birthday, Loretta. Thank you for letting us know. I see everyone is saying happy birthday to you. So that is Fridays are a good day to have a birthday for sure. My birthday is on a Friday this year too. So looking forward to taking that day off and probably doing nothing, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Everyone's saying happy early birthday. Raw rhubarb with salt, that would be good too, but I would just eat it right out of the garden. I never even put anything on it. I'm making blueberry muffins with almond flour for tomorrow. I'm making non-low carb regular ones too. Why should I suffer? For sure. Yeah. And I'm going to be, I don't do it very often, but with the banana bread chaffles that I'm going to make, I'm going to incorporate some almond flour into them as well, just to make them more of a bread type texture kind of thing. So let's see. Joe's here, Vintage Style by Joe. Thanks for coming in. Another Joe grew up with my grandmother making rhubarb and strawberry pie. Yep. Yeah, we ate a lot of rhubarb, that's for sure. Nanny Tam is here. Thank you for coming in, spending some time with us here on a Thursday night. Really appreciate it. Everyone's saying hi. So I think, yeah, we're pretty much caught up with the chat. Like I say, hopefully everyone's been having a good summer so far. It's been a couple of weeks since we were live here. It's not sure too much has gone on YouTube wise. We've finally sort of crossed that 5,900 subscriber mark. We're, as Kevin from Tuber Chat says, we're officially on our way to 6,000 subscribers now. So I definitely want to thank everyone who has, followed along with this journey, and, me learning or trying to learn what to do here on YouTube. It's definitely, there's a lot of highs and lows when it comes to doing YouTube content. You get the highs of videos doing well and, getting good comments, and, and then you get the lows of videos really crashing out and not doing doing well, and trying to figure out why, and then trying to fix it. And it's one of those things too. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed that you can get on a roll and things, like you say, things roll along really good. And it seems like everything is sort of going on an upward trajectory, and then you put out just one video that is sort of, let's just say it doesn't fit with everything else. And this happened to me. This is what happened with me here a couple of months ago, 2, 3 months ago, everything was sort of seemed to be on a steady rise. We were getting great views on every every video, like every weekly video. And then I put out one video that just wasn't up to par, I guess, and didn't fit in with everything else. And then it just crashed out. And now it's been a real grind. And we'll get there again, but it's just a grind getting it back to that consistency. And again, I don't want to I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining about it, because I'm not. I really appreciate everyone, because everyone that's here, and all of my loyal viewers, you guys are the ones that do help my videos continue to get views. If it wasn't for you guys watching them when they come out, then they wouldn't grow at all, right? So I definitely appreciate everyone that watches the new videos that come out every week. And I've been trying to move into more of a 2 video per week schedule if I can. Trying to do something on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. I actually even have Saturday's video already posted. Shocker, I got that done last night, which is, to me, to have a weekly video ready and posted and ready to go, 3 days early is just unheard of. But hey, things actually happen sometimes, I guess. So, yeah, we're getting there. Things are starting to, the growth of the channel really slowed down there for a while. Thankfully, I have a couple of videos that are consistent view videos that continue to bring in new supporters. Thankfully for those, but the weekly stuff has definitely slowed down. But again, we keep pushing, and we keep doing what we like to do, and that's all we can do. So Kendra's saying hello to anyone she missed. Yeah, Michael's here. Thanks for coming in, Michael. It's good to see you. Nothing worse than pouring love into a video to see it flop. Yeah, it is weird. It's one of those things, like, again, I hate to bore people that aren't sort of creators that are here with us tonight and in the live stream. So it is one of those things where you can spend all the time that you want putting the nice touches and everything into a video that you think will make the difference in a video, and it just doesn't. It just does not resonate with people, and it just, like Matt Mouse is saying here, is that it flops. Like, there's no other real way to say anything about it. But then on the flip side of things is you put out something that you're like, well, it's, I'm going to put this out. I'm not really too happy about it. It's nothing special, blah, blah, blah. And then it just blows up. So, like, where is that logic? Like, how is that logical that happens? But then the other side of that part too is you see something like that happen. You're like, oh, okay, well, the next video I put out, I'm going to try to do the same thing, same type of content, the same type of thumbnails, the same type of tags, the same type of title and all that. And it inevitably, the next couple of videos after one that blows up will usually do pretty well, but then it levels out again. So you have to change your approach to how you do things again. If you've seen my last 3 or 4 videos, I've sort of shifted into a different style of thumbnails, because I wasn't really happy with the way, even though the thumbnails I was using were still getting views, I'm just trying to get a little more professional, for lack of better words, with my thumbnails. So that's why I'm trying some new things when it comes to that. So, yep, you do awesome, and then the crash. Yep. It's one of those things we do have to come to expect as YouTubers. We just keep doing what we can do, and hope for the best, and you know, uh, yeah, that's about all you can do. Mine's the opposite. I put out a mediocre video and low views, throw up a quick, silly short, get 30,000 views. Yeah. Yeah. Shorts are another uh, funny thing, too. And we have to remember that the way that shorts views are counted nowadays, for the last 2 months, 3 months, 2 or 3 months ago, they changed the definition of a view on shorts. Not to say that we're not getting thousands and thousands of views on shorts, but it used to be when people were scrolling through shorts on their phone, they had to watch a certain amount of that short to count as a view. What they've done is they've gone and changed that. So even if someone scrolls and your video lands in front of them, that's a view. Even if they just immediately scroll away, that's a view. So as long as it lands on their screen, it's now a view. It's just to help us as creators get more views. I have a love-hate relationship with shorts because, to be honest with you, I don't know about the rest of you, but the amount of time I put into shorts is not worth any of the 5 cents I've made off them, to be honest with you. And I don't get subscribers from shorts ever. All I do is get nasty comments and dislikes and all that. So that's why you don't see too many of them from me. What you'll see going forward, the only time I'm ever going to post them is when I can squeeze a full video into a 3-minute short, because inevitably what happens if I put in a piece of or if I do the remix short, where you take a regular video and you cut out a piece of it, put it into a short, and link back to your video, comment after comment after comment. What a waste of time. Why did you do this? This isn't finished. What did you do? But nope, because nobody knows that it's linked to another video. Like, it is ridiculous the number of comments you get like that. So that's why I'm going to try to put in full length shorts videos. That's the only way that I find it's worth even putting up. So, but don't listen to what I say. Do what works for you. That's just my experience. Lots of people put out 5-10 shorts a day, and then that's great too. And then that kind of consistency will ultimately pay off for people. Still working on our next one. I have lots of footage ready. Just got to finish it. Yep. Yeah. Saturday's video will be, again, nothing special, but it was fun. Let's just say that I have I bought a whole quart of fresh strawberries that I need to use up. So yeah, you're getting another strawberry recipe. So yeah, thanks for sharing that link, Pete. Yes, YouTube is a weird beast for sure. I'm always behind on editing. I'm trying to get to a point where I'm only 2 weeks behind. Yeah. Yeah. Full-time job does get in the way. Absolutely. If I didn't have a full-time job, I would definitely have more consistency. Well, I shouldn't say consistency, because I can be consistent weekly. I just struggle to, I get home from work on a Friday. I'm like, oh crap, I have to supposed to be putting a video out at noon on Saturday. What are we going to do? The constant bounce on YouTube, you never know for sure. It's very strange. I look at Rainy Ridge's viral short, 2 million plus views, and all it's her using an R branding iron on a piece of wood. Yep. Absolutely. The only short that I have that went, viral and got those 23,000 views, which I sort of attribute to the fact that it was back in the beta days of shorts. So it was within the first couple of months that shorts were even a thing. There's no reason that short should be 23,000 views. And I've had lots of shorts that got 6,000 views since, but now I'm lucky if I get 400 views on a short. So that's why I don't even typically bother anymore. So I'd rather put my time into real content that's actually worth my time, if you know what I mean. Because you need to get 2 million views on a short to actually make money. So why and if I'm not getting subscribers and all I'm doing is impacting my like to dislike ratio on my channel and I'm not making any money from it, which, it's not the only reason I'm here, but anyways. I feel like my vids that I think are going to flop do really good and vice versa. Absolutely. I've had that experience 100%. It's Thursday. I'm supposed to have a video out Friday at 7. Yesterday's video threw me off. Yep. That'll happen for sure. Shorts are unexplainable. Absolutely. Again, I used to put out, I used to do 5-second shorts. Hey, this is a real quick, cool thing. That's all I'd ever do. And even those kind of dried up. But I find the longer your shorts are, the less views you're going to get. But you need to be able to capture something interesting within that 5 or 10 seconds. So shorts can get crazy comments. Absolutely. Very rarely does anyone comment on a short. Yeah, usually when you do get comments on shorts, it's not good. Yeah. What's the deal with toxic people on shorts? Is because it's getting into the shorts get in front of people that aren't part of your audience. So they just don't understand what you're putting up there. Right. I used to do shorts that were just 10 seconds of what I was making on the barbecue or on the grill. Wouldn't matter what it is, hey, look, I'm, 10 seconds of these steaks or pork chops or burgers or whatever, just for fun. And then I get comments. Well, what was the point of this? This is stupid. This is just a waste of time. And I'm like, that's what shorts are. Shorts are stupid. That's all they are. They're not meant to be anything. They're just meant to be stupid. So that's what I was doing. Some people agree with you. Some people don't. Shorts don't often make you money. There is way too much competition out there. Yep. And it's got to be different. I don't know the answer. Yeah, for sure. And like I say, this is just me talking. I don't expect anyone to sort of think that this is, my experience should be what you are going to experience or the way you should follow it. Everybody has to do the same kind of, or do the content that you like to do. Like Michael doesn't like shorts. So Michael doesn't do shorts. That's just, and that's the way we have to treat our YouTube channels, right? So, because mean people suck. They really do. Yeah. Strawberries are really good. Absolutely. And I'm thankful that I have a strawberry farm right down the road from where we are. It's really nice to get fresh strawberries that have just been picked the day before. I think the mean people have too much time on their hands. Maybe they need to get out of their mom's basement. You said it. I didn't. Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook, is in the house. Good to see you, Tom. Thanks for coming by. I haven't gone back to it, but I think I saw that you did a review of the out of air bags as well. So that's pretty cool. I still haven't talked to them about finding out if they even ship to Canada. That sort of came up last 2 weeks ago when we were on a live stream, it did not look like, based on their website, that they even shipped their products to Canada for sale, which is kind of disappointing that they involved me with their brand if I can't even, if my fellow Canadians can't even purchase the product. But I'll still have to email them about that and find out. It was the chocolate that grabbed your attention for Saturday's video. Yep. I can pick up that word a mile away for sure. Gotta run. Looking forward to Saturday's video. Thank you, Nanny Tam. I appreciate you being in here. And yeah, happy 4th of July to everyone that will be celebrating. I have had a video blow up and I have no idea why. You and me both. So yeah, so I've had a number of videos that did really well, but the one video, that you've probably already all seen, which is my crunchy onion ring chaffle video that wound up, I think within the first week that I released it, it was, 17, 18,000 views. So it went really crazy. It got me fully monetized out of that one video. I was fairly close when it blew up, but that one video was responsible for monetizing the channel. But the added bonus to that video, and I don't know if anyone else has had the experience with a video that's done really well, is that this one has turned into basically my #1 evergreen video since then. Like, I released that video. When did I publish that video? So I published that video February 24th, 2024. And as of today, it's over 42,000 views. So it's one of those videos that basically gets 50 to 100 views a day, which is, if we could all have 10 videos like that, then we'd all just be growing so fast. But again, it's, who knows why? Like, I know it was an interesting video and wasn't something that I saw anyone else doing, but I don't know why it happens. So, yeah, I can't even imagine leaving a comment. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's typically the comments that you do get, you kind of wonder why people even bother. Like, you took the time to leave a comment like that, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of hard to explain why people, but like someone else was saying, is they just have too much time on their hand, I think. But all this background things that happen making YouTube videos, yeah, it's one of those things that we all learn as we grow on YouTube. There's all things we have to deal with. Some people are, and even though we all go through some of the same things, every channel is different as well, because we all do different kind of content, right? We look at Rob and Sarah from Curmudgeon, Alaska, who were just sort of cruising along at a fairly even pace for quite a while, and then they had a video that that is now up over 2 million views on a regular full-length video. So their channel just did one of these, and even Rob will say that he still doesn't know sort of why it happened. It wasn't that he did anything different. So, one of those things. I've been quiet, but been busy finishing Angel Food cake chaffle bowls with vanilla cream filling and melted chocolate on top. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's crazy. You definitely come up with some crazy Crazy recipes for sure. Brenda's here. It's good to see you, Brenda. Thanks for coming in. Yes, it does sound good. No, we'll find out soon for sure. Fever Dream Animations in the house. Thank you for coming in. Because it's onion ring chaffles. Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, people have done onion or like caramelized onion chaffles, but the way I did them was a little bit different. So, and again, it's one of those things that I've always sort of attributed the performance of a video to the first 2 hours. You know, I'm not entirely sure that I fully support that hypothesis anymore, but I still think if, and that's why I try to premiere all my videos so that we get as many eyes on it within the first hour, 2 hours kind of thing. Because I've always sort of thought that if YouTube sees it get, let's say 50 views in the first hour, let's say, and most of those views are close to 100% view time, that tells YouTube, hey, this might be something worth putting out into the browser page kind of thing, so that it puts it in front of more people. Whether or not it stays there is up to the content that you've made. But I think premiering a video and getting as many eyes on it in the first hour or two does still make a big difference into ultimately how it's going to turn out. So it's still a view no matter what they say, for sure. Yeah, no, it's, even the dislikes and bad comments are still engagement for sure. But I think ultimately we're all here just to sort of share what we like doing. And unfortunately, it is the one thing that we all have to understand. If you're going to create content, you're going to have to deal with people that don't like what you're doing. And that's just the nature of creating content on YouTube. And, if it's something that upsets you, or, then it, unfortunately, creating content might not be something that's good for your mental health. So personally, anytime I get really bad comments, I just delete them and go on with my day. I don't even bother responding to any of them anymore. So still here helping one of your boys with something cool. Thanks for spending some time with me tonight. Like I say, we're just hanging out. Hopefully everyone is, like I say, enjoying their summer so far. I know the weather's been kind of crazy. We've had some pretty crazy storms with this heat. Being in the we're basically surrounded by the Great Lakes where we are. So when we have a long sort of extended period of really hot, humid weather, we get some pretty wicked storms come off the lakes really quick. So, and it's just like we get some pretty bad snowstorms coming off the lakes. So I just say thank you for watching to the stupid people. Yeah, that can definitely, being super nice to stupid people can definitely, it's one way to deal with it. But even then, I find the quicker I get rid of it, or the quicker I move on, or whatever, or, because we've all got our dashboard where we see our comments. Even if it isn't a good comment, I'll just like it and move, and then it'll go away. Then I don't worry about it. That's basically all I do anymore. If it's really bad and insulting and, not good for anyone, I'll just delete it. And then sometimes block the viewer or the commenter, and then again, move on with my day. But yeah, it just moving on and not engaging with it is, some people can really handle engaging with it. It doesn't bother them. They can go back and forth, but I don't really find that it's worth my time to worry about that. So cool. So yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoying the the YouTube talk again. But just put trolls in timeout a few times before blocking. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, knock on wood. One of the things I'm thankful for is that we haven't really dealt with too much of it in the live streams, which I don't, I don't want to have any, like all of you deal with, or any of my moderators have to deal with trolls coming into the live streams. So thankfully, we haven't had to deal with too much of that here. Again, most of it comes from my shorts videos. And surprisingly enough, I still get a ton of them from shorts videos I put out 3 years ago. It's like, but again, it's there. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to take down a video just because people don't like it. So it is what it is. Like I say, basically my second highest viewed video on the channel, if I can find it, is also one of my worst performing videos, if you know what I mean. So my first sort of Weber barbecue unboxing video is almost at 30,000 views now, but it is hated and barely watched. And if it wasn't for the fact that it gets 100 views every 2 days, I'd probably just take it down because I'm not happy with it. But it's one of those things as a creator, do you take it away and not get those views, or do you just deal with the fact that, people don't really like it, but they're clicking on it because it's a sort of evergreen type of video. So I don't know. Sometimes I think I spend way too much time thinking about this stuff. So Andy's here. It's good to see you, Andy. Thank you for coming in. Probably start wrapping things up here for tonight. Just having a hangout and see what's going on. Like I say, the idea of I'll put out a community post sort of with the details about, opening up viewer submitted recipes for our recipe swap challenge. This was something that was suggested by Dr. John Smith, who was in the chat tonight, as a way to sort of involve the rest of you in this collaboration that we're doing. So because I know a lot of, it seems like everyone's enjoying the collaboration, and we're super thankful that it's gotten the support that it has, for sure. Like, it's been a ton of fun doing these videos and this collaboration. But I think this is definitely a way to, like I say, open it up to all of you. If you have a keto, low carb, carnivore, paleo type recipe that you want to challenge us to make, then it doesn't have to just be between creators in the collaboration. It could be between us and all of you. If you want to challenge us to make something that you like, see how it turns out on video, then by all means. I think I talked to Kendra about this, and I feel like she's probably on board with doing something like this. So maybe we'll see if this is something we can do for the August episode. It wouldn't be something we do every month, but just something to consider doing once in a while, just to involve as many people as we can, kind of thing. Plus, like we were saying, if you ever want to actually participate in the collaboration, everyone's welcome. Just do the we can have as many people as want to do it. Basically, last month we had 4 channels, in the collaboration. This month we had 2, maybe next month we have 3 or 4 again. So it's never going to be all the same channels, but that's why it's just been like an open collaboration. So Makeup Mom and Son is here. Good to see you. Just don't feel a need to challenge sardines. Yeah. Well, if something comes through with sardines, I'll do it, Kendra. But yeah, it's not to say that we're going to just take any recipe and and make it. There will still be a screening type process, but the one that Dr. John Smith sent me, 100%. I want to, even if it's not something we do as part of the collaboration, I want to try and make it, with sort of shout out to him for sure, because sounds like it could be an amazing recipe. So Cruz Bolero's in the house. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you being here. On the phone, hard to type. No worries. We're just pretty much wrapping things up here for this week. Just lost the chat for a while. That's no good. So yeah, just wrapping things up for this week. We'll be back again. What is that? The 17th. Be another Thursday night, so we can have another hour of hanging out. If anyone ever wants to sort of join me on these live streams, you're more than welcome to. You can send me an email beforehand and let me know if you want to hang out in a panel. I know I said it last couple of weeks ago that I need to talk to Matt and Mouse and Laura and Jason again and Thompson to see if we can do another sort of homestead hangout panel. Still haven't done that either. I really got to get onto these emails, but because it's fun having other people up here as well. Maybe next live stream too, we'll throw up a link for anyone that wants to come up and say hi and hang out. Just so I'll put that out there this week so that you're maybe more ready for it in 2 weeks if you want to jump on here and say hi, kind of thing. What did I miss here? Yeah, screening, Pete. So your Cheez-It vodka thing probably won't make the cut. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Cheez-It vodka. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. That's funny. Okay, well, we'll wrap things up unless anyone else has any questions or anything. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Again, happy 4th of July to all the American friends that are going to be celebrating tomorrow. Be safe. Don't do anything crazy. And, we'll see you Saturday, 12 noon Eastern. I'll have my next video out as a premiere. It's already posted if you want to check it out, see what it's all about. But we'll premiere that on Saturday at 12 noon. And then see what happens next week for videos. May have one on Wednesday and Saturday next week. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we'll be back here on the 17th for another live stream hangout and panel if anyone else wants to come up here. So that's about it. Have a great night. Keep on thriving, everyone.